Hello and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to give you my feedback on the Luba 2 after more than 1 year of use. We can see that it still works very well. The goal of this video will be to give you the advantages and of course the disadvantages I've noticed after several months of use. If you want to order it, you also get 50 euros off. That's always good to take. The link is in the description of the video. So already the first advantage is that it is super easy to install. Even if you're not a gardener, and especially even if you're not handy, installation is relatively quick, even more on the new models from Motion, where now we no longer need the RTK antenna. You have the choice either to go with net RTK inavi, meaning with the robot's 4G, or else with the RTK antenna with your smartphone or else a tablet. You're going to outline your garden, and you've surely seen this in several videos. I won't go into that. Another big advantage as well is that the robot is programmable, and that changes life. Here I set it on a fixed interval, meaning every 3 days it will start and mow. Look a bit at the mowing quality. We can say whatever we want. At my place I don't have a lawn, and yet it makes very nice lines in my garden. The lines go this way and also this way normally. It will do them just after because it makes a grid. We have several mowing modes available. You can also tell it to mow from such hour to such hour if you want to avoid it mowing at night. Knowing that now on the new Lubas, because this is the old version, we have a front light which will light the area at night and avoid obstacles and hedgehogs, for example. Another point as well, it doesn't skid. It skids a little, but with its 4 wheels, it always manages. We can see there's a small bump, and here there were other robots with 2 driving wheels that skidded, that struggled. This one won't be the case. And another point as well is the precision. We're going to go see a bit at the edges. I'm putting some images here, especially near the wall. It's a part that can be scary because we have 20 centimeters of wall and then a drop. If the robot were to go down, it falls, or else it would get stuck at that spot. I wasn't bothered. It has always been super precise. Near the trees, it detects them, of course, and we can see it doesn't leave too much grass either. Maybe a bit more at this spot, and again, we could tell it to go a bit further under the small bush because it detects it with its camera. That's why it doesn't go against the bush, because you surely know we have several detection modes. We have the mode with the bumper, meaning the robot will touch with its bumper. There, that's not the case. If I put my foot, we can see it detects with the camera, and we can tell it to detect only with the front bumper. If it detects with the bumper, it will go much closer under the bushes. Let's do a little live test. The small shovel, it found it, it detects it. It will go around it. It goes around it perfectly. I can tell you that's pretty cool. If we want to cut the closest to the edges, it will leave at least 10 centimeters under its deck. If I stop it here, between the blade here and the top part, we have 5 centimeters. To that, we'll add around 5 centimeters of maneuver between the edge and the robot when you plan your garden, which means it won't leave much grass in the end along the borders. At this spot, we'll find a bit more grass because I made an ogogo zone. It's a zone where the robot can't go. And since it detects with its camera, it doesn't get too close to the border. I need to remove the camera so it can go closer. I can now restart it. For that, we can do it directly on the robot. You just press on the grass and start. To get back to mowing quality, I think it's excellent. I don't have a beautiful lawn, honestly. It makes nice lines. It's super clean. For difficult gardens, it does pretty well. It can go on slopes of 80%, which is about 38 degrees. We're going to check the turn. We can see these small holes at the front. We'll see that the small wheels on top will turn to avoid tearing the grass. It's really a very innovative system. The robot is also guaranteed for 3 years. From what I've seen around me, my neighbor had to go through customer service for his Yucca. He made a request at the end of winter. It was the camera module that was faulty. He got the part after 1 week. It was very easy for him to change it himself. He just had to unscrew 4 screws. For example, on the Luba, they're here. For Europe, the robot goes back to Germany. They have a depot. It doesn't go back to China. Don't hesitate to check directly on forums to make your own opinion, because I didn't contact customer service myself. There's the Luba 2x3000 version, which can go on areas of 3,600 square meters maximum, and also the 5000 version, which can go up to 6,000 square meters maximum. On the new models, we will now have 6 blades per deck. That's the main change. Along with the integrated camera, there will also be a small light and 2 decks. The cutting width will be 40 centimeters and the internal battery will be 12 ampere. Whether it's the 3000 model or the 5000 model, it's identical. 4G is free for a year. then it costs 50 euros per year if you want to keep it. It's worth noting that there's also the system with the RTK antenna, which works very well and with no extra cost. The in-eye system is particularly useful if you have many trees in your garden. That's not my case. I have an open sky, which allows the robot to pick up perfectly across the whole garden. If you have obstacles and good 4G coverage, the in-eye system will be just as precise and reliable as the RTK antenna. You can also choose whether it should mow in the rain or not. Thanks to a sensor that detects moisture when it rains, the robot goes back to its base to charge safely. This is one point, in my opinion, that could still be improved. With this robotic lawnmower, you can create several work zones. For me, for example, I have 2 zones, one on top and one below. For the 3000 model, you can go up to 15 zones. All the details are in the description. We're getting to the end of the advantages. If you haven't done it yet, remember to give a thumbs up and subscribe. I plan to make more videos about Mammotion robots and other robotic mowers. You can adjust the cutting height from 2.5 centimeters to 7 centimeters. On the Mammotion app, everything is set directly, the cutting height, but also the speed from 0.2 meters per second to 0.6 meters per second. Not all robots offer this. If you have a large area, this helps save time, especially if you mow regularly. As for the noise, it stays reasonable. Bon là, dès qu'il prend une grosse touffe, bien sûr, ça fait un peu de bruit. Of course, if it cuts through a dense tuft, it makes a bit more noise, but overall it's okay. You can also get a video feed. I don't have 4G enabled on this robot, but even on Wi-Fi, the video feed is clear. And even without Wi-Fi, with the RTK antenna, it works very well with no extra subscription. Another strong point, the shock absorbers at the front. You can see them on each side. They allow the robot to adapt to any type of terrain. This is really useful if you have holes or bumps in your garden. We also have several mowing modes, the zigzag mode, the classic mode, and the possibility to create patterns on the lawn. The result is neat, even on uneven terrain. For maintenance, it's very simple. You just need to change the blades. If a bit of grass sticks underneath, it comes off easily. A screwdriver can help scrape off the residue once it's dry. Personally, I've never cleaned the robot. A small note, when you change the blades, don't screw them too tightly so they can rotate properly. I made this mistake this year. Almost all my blades were stuck, which caused error messages on the app. There are no specific grease points. Apart from that, maintenance is really easy. Sometimes grass can get stuck in certain places when it's wet, but that's never blocked me. It's important not to let the grass grow too high. This robot is a mower, not a brush cutter. If the grass is too dense, it strains the motors and can damage the robot. In spring, we sometimes forget. Don't hesitate to raise the cutting height to the maximum and make several passes to avoid overloading. Another advantage, the warranty extension. You can now upgrade from 3 to 4 years with Mammotion, which is a real bonus. I also find that it doesn't damage the garden. Another important point, Mammotion regularly updates its robots. Even in a year or two, they will continue to receive updates, which is a huge advantage. As for materials, it's solid. The protective cover is resistant even after friction. The wheel looks robust. At the start of the season, it was all yellow and the color came back nicely. After a year of use, the tires haven't changed. They are knobby tires, slightly flexible, which adapt well to the terrain. At the front, there are small, hard wheels. The bumper is solid. Aesthetically, that's not the main criterion, but I think the robot looks pretty good, Hus. Another point, you can't detach the battery, unlike the Luba Mini. It's accessible underneath the robot, but it's not removable. It also leaves about 10 centimeters of grass along the edges, even though the result remains clean. Like all robotic mowers, you'll need to use a string trimmer. That being said, with its 2 cutting decks, it's one of the robots that mows the closest to the edges. I had the chance to chat with the CEO of Mammotion. I asked him if they were considering adding a trimmer to the robot. For now, it's not planned because it's considered too dangerous and the system isn't yet approved in France. His current priority is to improve after-sale service, especially in Europe, which is reassuring with it, which is why I have made so many videos about robots I like. In my opinion, this model is really worth it. I plan to leave it in place for the whole season unless there's a major issue, which I hope won't happen. It's well suited for large gardens and complex terrain, but if you have a flat garden, other models might suffice. The Yuka range from Mamotion with 3 wheels is perfect for flat terrain with great results thanks to its 2 discs. There's also the Mini range, which I tested in a video. Don't hesitate to subscribe to see all these tests. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have a Luba, let me know what you think in the comments. And if you want to order this robot, the link is in the description. See you soon.